Hello, my name is Sharak Alabuena. I just love saying it like that. Okay, so basically, I'm starting a YouTube channel. This is going to be my first video, and I'm going to be talking about my journey and how I got to where I am today. So, this is going to be an interesting turn and which way ever way it goes, because I'm just going to go with whatever they tell me to do. And so I want to start out with 2012 when I woke up. It was October 2012. Sorry, this sounds like acting funny. Well, it's not acting funny. I don't know why I said that. It's making me look funny. That's what I mean. Okay. Anyways, be authentic. That's what you need to know. That's it. Okay. So, let's see. 2012. It was October 2012. I lived on the east side of Madison. I'm from Wisconsin. I lived on the third floor in this apartment. It was, I don't know, the energy over there was really creepy and it was uncomfortable. I wasn't very happy. But how it happened was, I had a friend who she was called an enhancer, or she called herself an enhancer, where anything that she touched with her hands, she basically took the energy and enhanced it and made it a lot bigger. And what happened is she was doing a tarot card reading on me, and she put her hands on top of my hands, and then she didn't say anything that wasn't like English or anything. She just was talking to me. And then all of a sudden, my third eye opened wide open, and I could see so many different things. I could see the connection to me and my ex, and how it was in my solar plexus, and I read the energy so much easier, and it was just interesting. So the experiences that I had after that were, I ended up, I had so many things that were a part of my life, and somewhere along the lines I learned that animals were ways of communicating. So energetically, I had a bison drop into my room. I had a spider that was sitting on my shoulder, and what else did I have? Oh, I had an ant. I had a koala bear on my ankle. I mean, I could really see back then. And let's see what else. So my third eye really opened really a lot. And one of the nights that I was sleeping, I didn't really understand what was happening. So I just kind of was like, okay, how do I not let this happen? And this thing, I don't know, it was like an octopus energy or something. And it wrapped itself around me and clung to me. And I was just like, okay, what is this? I don't even know what this is. And I went to work the next day. It was really early in the morning when that happened. And there was a girl there that I worked with. Her name was Christine. My human name, I don't know, it's weird. Human name is Christine. Sharak Alabuena is my soul name. But anyways, her name was Christine, and she came up to me, and she told me where it was and how it was wrapped. And I was like, oh my God, I need you to help me. I don't know what I'm doing. And at this moment in time was when I had my ex left. He was Arabic, and he basically just decided he was going to give me the silent treatment forever. So it was pretty devastating to me, and I was very sad, and I didn't totally understand. Here comes the train. I'm sure you can hear that. It's like the third one in the last 20 minutes. I thought, oh, I'm good. There's already been 2 that's gone by. I should be fine, right? But this is totally natural. I'm totally authentic right now. So hopefully it's not terribly loud. It gets pretty loud though. Oh, good. It's one of those Amtrak ones that like whips by. Okay. Hopefully that's the last one. So anyway, where was I now? Oh crap, I forgot. Doesn't that suck when you forget shit like that? Oh yeah. Okay. So she told me, my friend Christine, she told me what to do to get rid of the thing that was like wrapped around me. And so she told me to do this candle, and she gave me some things to say. And as I was doing this little like ceremony, I learned a lot about myself, like so much I learned about myself. And I ended up actually, to backtrack just a little bit, I ended up going to the psychic lady down on State Street to the mimosa store. And okay, it's a little better. And she like, I don't know, she had like some sort of hand powers or something, and like she just was like going like this and taking them off of me. And I'm like, wow, I feel so good. Because apparently there was like 4 or 5 of them. I don't even know how they got on me or like what the agreement was. I don't have any on me anymore. But like she was trying to like take one off my head. And I thought to myself, if you do all the work for me, how am I supposed to know how to do this? So if I don't literally do this, like get this thing off my head, I'm not going to learn anything because you're just doing it for me. And that, just FYI, that's the way I am. I tell everybody everything about learning how to do things because I want a person to learn on their own and be able to help themselves. It's that fishing thing where if you give a fish, they only eat for one day. And if you teach them to fish, they can eat forever. And that's what I want for everybody. So anyway, so I kind of like, she like read my energy and she like felt it that I didn't want her to take that last one off. Like it was like on my head. And so I ended up leaving. And then that night, I think, yeah, it was that night that I did the ceremony thing with the candle. And I learned that like deep inside my heart, or like you could see like my soul, there was like this super bright light inside of me. And I mean, I want to do it. I want to see if I can do it. Yeah, there it is. Ah, isn't that beautiful? It's so gorgeous. Anyway, who could stop from doing that? um okay, so after that, I just like, I was able to see my aura. Like I got the thing off basically. I cried a lot. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I'm like jumping all around because this is my first video and I have to learn how to do this. So everybody learns in their own way in their own time. So that's that. Okay, so while I was getting the thing off of me, I wanted to know what it was saying. Like, why did this thing come to me? Why is it even here at all? And so it told me that it was sad. And it was basically everything that I felt about my ex and the way that I was feeling. That's what that thing told me about its feelings. And so I realized that I know that like attracts like. And so it made me feel like it gave me such a inner understanding of like why that even happened. Because, it's kind of shocking when something like that happens. You're like, what did I do? Did I tell it to come to me? Or like, what's going on here? So anyways, that gave me like some kind of relief to know like, okay, now I just know not to agree to that anymore. So trying to think, what's the next thing you want me to talk about? My little lady? I know. It's a pause. Okay, so apparently I can talk about my little lady. So my little lady is, you know the rest of my story? Yeah, the rest of my story. Let's do that. Little lady, we'll talk about you in a moment. So the rest of my story is when I woke up, I was thirsty for knowledge. I had to have it all day, every single second of the day and night. It didn't matter whether I was tired or not or anything. I was looking for information left and right and all over, up and down. And I found a lot of stuff on YouTube. A lot. And my supervisor at the time, she told me that I needed discernment and I needed to learn the difference between what's good and what's not, what's real and what's not. And I'm very happy that she was in my life during that time because she was like, they were going to Baptist church. And I'm not saying that I'm all about church and Bible stuff. But at the time, that's where I was learning from. So I listened to Deuteronomy, I listened to Leviticus, there was one other one, I don't remember. I think I read Genesis. I just read a few of them. Like, she told me to do Matthew, Luke, John, and crap, I can't remember the other one. Yeah, somebody probably knows. But anyway, so I read that stuff. I listened to it on YouTube. I listened to people talking about being abducted. I saw videos about satanic rituals. I saw, wow, scary shit. I'll tell you that. Scary fucking shit. Yeah, I'm going to swear too. So if you don't like that, you can. Sorry, couldn't help it. Okay, so anyway, yeah, like just the stuff that I was researching, like all the information that I was getting, it was just crazy. And then I couldn't sleep. I was researching, I was sleeping 3-4 hours a night. I mean, I was tired every day. And then I'd sleep one day for 8 hours and then I was back on it again researching because the difference between, it's kind of like when your soul gets thrown into your body and then you're like shocked because all of a sudden you feel all this shit and you're like, what the fuck? This is all wrong. I know this is all wrong. I questioned everything all the time. Everything all the time. All day, every day, question. I never ever took anything. Well, I probably did. Some stuff I probably did. Took at face value, but for the most part, I had questions. I researched all day, every day. So I'm a fact finder. And when I find stuff that is like, okay, this makes me feel good, or this makes me feel like, oh yeah, that makes sense, or like it gives me a good, like this like piece puzzle. It's like, oh, that fits. Okay, I know that fits. And then it's like, okay, well, I don't know for sure because, it's not totally all up in here. So I gotta do some more research. So like, I just kind of like file it and I'm like, okay, now I'm going along researching. And then I'm like, later on, I'm like, oh, there's another hit. And that feels the same as this hit over here. So it's the same thing. And that makes me feel good. So this is a match. And I'm like, this is a fact. And then, later on, eventually I'll find that it is a fact because there's so many times that it hits that it feels like a fact. So I'm a fact finder in that way. So that's like my knowledge base. It's kind of like I put that in my book, so that later on when I need to look at something or remember something, I go in that book and then I look at it and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I remember that. Okay. And then we move on. This is a lot of talking about my past. Oh, okay. So while I was researching, my teacher Mel, he's a twin flame, or was, I should say. He passed away in, I think it was November of 2019. Yeah. He started Twinflames.ca and he did a lot of meditating And he started having these dreams where he was going to this school in the dream state, and they taught him how to do energy work on the etheric body. And I was drawn in by him. He was really, really, like, I'm just going to be straight honest. He was rude and like a jerk on the videos. I don't really think of him that way anymore, but because he was so authentic and such an ass, I was just like, this guy has to know what's going on. I just totally resonated with him. I'm sorry if you're offended by that. It's not even like I just love it. I love the dude now. It's like straight up. But like at your first, like sometimes your first like impression of him is like, whoa, switch, and you move on. Or some people got really, really upset with him and mad, and like I didn't. I was just like, tell me more. So I watched his videos. I learned about the 12 chakra system from him, like the general stuff that he talked about. He talked a lot about twin flames and what the signs were. He said I don't have to worry about him. He's fine. Okay. Well, anyway, yeah, he's part of my life. So, it was really great to get to know him because, like, okay, so that's a little too far ahead. I got to keep going with this. Okay, so, he talked a lot about a lot of the things that go on energetically, and I just like soaked it up. I soaked up so much information, and I think in my previous lifetimes, or like before I decided to come to Earth, I just determined that there was not going to be one person who was going to do energy work on me. I was not going to allow it because I wasn't going to let anybody mess up my energy, because it's my energy. And I don't know for sure if something happened in my previous stuff, or I learned it somewhere and I just was like, no. So anyways, I actually didn't end up having him do energy work on me. I got a reading from him, and I didn't even I was like, what's a twin flame? I don't even know. And this was like, I don't remember. It was a couple months, I think, after I was watching him. And I decided to get a reading from him because I needed information. And he ended up channeling his higher self, and they call him John. And John did something in my heart, and he told me I was really, really soft. And he was really, really considerate of my feelings. And that meant so much to me, because so many people in my life have not been considerate of anyone's feelings, not just mine. And it was really, really refreshing to have someone actually care about my feelings, and to just be like, oh, I know that hurts, so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to love you over here. And like, okay, well, we're not going to hurt you here. We're going to love you over here. And he just really cared about me. He just really made me feel loved. And it was really, really awesome. I mean, you don't find that very much. So that experience I've taken with me, clearly, because it's been it's been 10 years, and I still remember that feeling that I got from him. And he was the one that told me that I was a twin flame, and I'm like, you're nuts. I don't even know. Like, I'm not a twin flame. But I am. I agree now that I definitely am a Blu-ray rod and staff. So blue golden, actually. Sorry, my bad. So, anyways, fun. Okay, so I forgot, what's the next thing you want me to say? You want me to talk about the journey with Mel? Okay, I'll talk about the journey with Mel. So, about 4 years, I watched him on YouTube. I researched, I learned, I listened to him, and I just honestly, I just rolled over, any of the rude whatever's, I mean, because if you go listen to his videos, you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm not saying he's rude anymore. That's just the impression that a lot of people got. So I'm just trying to call it out. That's all. That's it. So anyways, like I just listened to him and I just like did the information. I was like, okay, I feel that. I don't understand what you're saying to me. I don't understand the communication. I don't understand the technicality of it, but I understand, I know the feeling of it. So I downloaded the information. I got the feelings of it. And I'm pretty sure there were some other beings that were working with me, or still, actually, they still are, apparently. So anyways, eventually I decided that it was time for me to learn Meridian Energetics. I ended up randomly, because he created these Facebook groups. I don't remember what they're called now because I don't even post in them anymore or do anything. I don't do any research like that anymore. I don't need to. But anyways, he had these groups, and in one of the groups there was some everybody comments all the time, and I ended up commenting on one of the posts, and this girl asked me to be in this private Facebook group that was separate from Mel. And this is where I really, really, really got a lot of information. I don't want to mention any names just yet because I haven't talked to these girls in a really long time, and I just don't want to bring it up. So anyway, I was in this group, and at this point in time, like kind of going back just a little bit, when I in the beginning, like in October, like I had like little premonitions of like telepathic words from other people, kind of coming in a little bit here and there. But when my third eye opened, I channeled. Like I would write it down. I would write down everything. I have like 7 notebooks of writing because I wanted to know what was going on. Like, tell me this. And like, one thing that's really important for people in general to understand, a person to understand, is forgiveness. I'm only going off track just a little bit because this is part of my learning and my writing. So my ex, he hurt me by leaving me. I felt abandoned really a lot. And the only thing that I kept hearing in the writings was that if I forgive him, it would make it easier for him to come back because I was so mad and so hurt. And I was just like, okay, I forgive him. And I just said it. I forgive him. But they kept repeating that I needed to forgive him. And so after like 15, 20 times of them telling me that I needed to forgive him, I was like, you know what? What does forgiveness even mean then? I mean, because I'm pretty sure I'm forgive him. So I had to change my feelings about him. I had to forgive him. I had to release the energy that I was carrying in forgiveness. Now I understand forgiveness, but back then I didn't have a clue. Yeah. Literally you have to, okay, so this will just lead me into another direction here. You can go all over the place and fucking your stories. So let's say, for example, I feel, I'm just going to show you in my energy because I have a little bit of anger right here. So I'm just going to say I'm angry. Okay. Whoever this is, it's on my right side. So it's masculine. I'm pretty sure it's my ex, not the ex I'm talking about, a different ex. Yeah. So I'm angry. In order to forgive him, I have to stop feeling this way. I have to change the feeling. There has to be love there instead. You have to replace the anger with love. You cannot hold on to anger and forgive someone. It does not work. Because when you talk about, this is my hair self's coming in. when you talk about the trauma or the event of whatever happened, the anger is going to continue to come up. It's going to trigger you, and you're going to feel that pain repeatedly. So that's not forgiveness, because you're still in pain. You're still hurting. And you're not really forgiving. I mean, like, so many times I've heard people say, well, you don't forgive them for them, you forgive them for you. And it's true. But this is like the deepest depth of love for yourself. Like, literally feeling love. Here, I'll do it in my energy. Feeling love. I'm going to keep saying it. Feeling love. Feeling love. Feeling love. You see it? It's even shifting my skin. That's awesome. Feeling love is peace. When you just can not feel the anger anymore. I have some work to do with that area, because right now in my mind, I'm like, I will not forgive you. I'm so angry with you. All right, let's kick that out. Sorry, I totally sent that out there. Sorry, get that? All right, bring it back. Okay. All right, so anyways, I would not be feeling any kind of pain at all if I chose to love that part of myself, because it's like the anger and the unforgiveness has created a spot where it's like full of this crap that is like, you don't need that shit. You know what I mean? So fill it with love and forgive yourself for giving away that part of yourself, because that's where you're going to put it in your heart. And you see, I just did that. And now I feel like crying. Oh. Oh, that's so awesome. I'm so glad I could do that. I don't want no straight bust out crying, but for real. Oh. That's the best. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. I say that a lot. I hope it makes sense. Anyway, okay. Now that I put some love in there and made myself feel better, you can even hear it in the sound of my voice when I'm talking. Yeah. I from time to time I'm just gonna ask in the videos if the video is done, or if I need to add anything or not add anything, or don't say that or say that, or okay. All right. So I know I didn't finish what I was talking about with my teacher, but sometimes things just come through, and that's just the way it is. I can see that this is going to be a 30-minute video, and I'm sure that, well, I'm not sure. Some people might want me to talk for like 10 hours. I don't know. That's what happens a lot, is people are just drawn in by me, and they just are like, ask me that, or they're asking me questions after questions after questions after questions. It's probably because I'm a question person, and I love answering questions. So any questions that you want to ask me, just ask. I don't even care. I will make it a point to figure out what the answer is. But anyways, my higher self wants to do a light language. So I'm just gonna let her take over and do that. Shukutunayo sukutu rakati arakasakatana. Rukutu rakati arakasakatana yashakatu rakatiki arakasakatana yashakatuna. Arukutu rakatiki arakasakatana yashakati arakati ashukusukutu rakati. Ashukusuku no kieto rakatiki ashiki sakati atana. Yeshukutu ayeti arakatiki arakasakatana. Ashukutu rakati asha. Oh, there's my kitty. You want to see my kitty? Okay, don't judge my room. This isn't even my room. This is my lane. Hey, Mumu. I'm gonna call. Her name is Mumu, and I'm gonna call her Little Miss Mumu. Anyway, I don't know when I'm gonna do another video. It'll probably be random, or maybe I could do it once a week. Maybe I could do it once a day. I don't know. But anyways, apparently my teacher wants to say something. So not through me. I'm just gonna telepathically listen. Oh, okay. I'll just say whatever he says. Christine, you know I'm here. I'm channeling through you using your voice box. You don't know it yet, but you're gonna be great. I love you. Cheers. Aww. Oh, that's the best. And I don't know, like, how you guys feel about this, like, picture. It's not even a picture. It's like, it's fabric. It's fabric. It's so cool. I got it when I went up to Bayfield. There was like this cute little shop. Oh, it was awesome. It's like the four elements. Like, it's just so awesome. I just love it so much. Water, earth, fire, air. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you decide to stick around with me, you'll watch the evolution of Chirac a la buena. I'm sure my videos will be this and that and back and forth and anything and everything, because that's what people need. Authenticity. And that's what I want to be. All that I want to be. I am not perfect. I never will be. I'm going to keep learning because it's a journey. So, anyways, I love you. And I will talk to you again soon. Ta-ta for now. And usually what I say, any of my friends that know me, pasta la vista.